Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back. Greetings. My name is Vorm, if you're not familiar. This is The Last Flame, a single-player roguelike auto-battler. A little outside my usual game mix. I was in the mood for something a little different, and this looked pretty cool. Seemed like it would fit the bill. So I have not previously played any auto battlers. It'll be my first dip into that pool. The rest of the gameplay type is pretty much right up my alley, though. Strategy tactics, kind of card play, RPG characters with a Slay the Spire board that you're climbing node to node, and you're improving and trying to find meta progression upgrades that synergize and all those other buzzwords. So, my play time in the game, I don't know, a little over an hour, hour and a half. I did the tutorial, which was basically the start of a novice run, and then I finished out that run, and that was pretty much it. And then here we are. So before we get started, as always, hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoy the content you're finding on the channel. It's greatly appreciated. It helps with the metrics in all the different places. And this is the time of the year where your direct support is the most impactful, given that advertising revenue drops off a cliff in the first quarter. So, especially your small content creators you might enjoy, throw them a bone or two every once in a while. I've got Patreon and Ko-fi links down below if you feel the need. It'd be greatly appreciated. All right, let's go ahead and dive into The Last Flame. We will hit the play button. So initially we just had Ascension. Since I finished that run, we've unlocked these two things. This is the traditional type of thing where you've got the map like Slay the Spire. We recruit heroes, we equip the heroes, we pick items and upgrades for the heroes, level them up, and just try to work our way up the chain of nodes on 3 different maps to get to the final boss. There's also an endless mode. Haven't tried it yet, of course, because I've only done the one run. I'm not even sure what endless means, but maybe it's endless, and you just keep fighting wave after wave of enemies. We'll give it a try here eventually. And then there's challenge modes, which I have unlocked 2 so far. I don't know how many there are. But massive differences in the numbers, as you can see here. And that was difficulty impossible, apparently, for Wild Flame. And there's also Megalodon Challenger difficulty. We're just going to stick with Ascension for another run or 2, probably. And if I'm still entertained and interested, we'll dive into some of these other modes. As well as if you're entertained and interested. So let's jump back over to Ascension. We'll show off the normal gameplay. Ascension is the classic game mode in The Last Flame. Beat a difficulty to unlock the next one, as well as other game modes. So that's what I did. I beat the first Ascension run, which unlocked these modes, as well as unlocking Adept difficulty. So, no more Novice here. We're moving to Adept. So, enemy difficulty goes to 2. Healing after the boss is 60. And the enrage timer is still the default. And I'll explain some of the mechanics of this stuff later. So I understand most of the basic mechanics, most of the interface. What I am not is experienced or knowledgeable about all of the combos and so on. So if you've played a bunch of these kinds of games, especially auto battlers and or this one in particular, be gentle. I'm going to be in some analysis paralysis, evaluating things, and probably making horrible decisions as usual. But we'll see what we can do. Where did my Twitch chat go? Hey, Twitch chat, where did you go? Huh. My Twitch chat window has disappeared. Why? Nope, you're not hiding there. Gotta chase down this window. Not there either. Pop out chat. There's chat. Alright. Hey, Twitch chat. Coloroni. What's this? This is, this is the game that we are playing. Called The Last Flame. Alright, so we're doing Ascension mode, the standard mode. We're upping difficulty from Novice to Adept. And let's go. I'll explain the basics as we go. As much of it as I understand. Where I'll have a problem, and the basics I understand, but where I'll have the problem is there's so many numbers. And I definitely won't be able to explain powerful synergies. Alright, so to start, we have to pick 2 heroes. The heroes follow a lot of these kind of games and miniature combat and RPG combat metas. So we need a tank, we need a healer, we need range damage, all that kind of stuff. A lot of numbers, a lot of things to look at, but in general, these are the starting characters they have selected for me out of a big pool, and I'm going to pick 2 of them. A lot of symbols on the stuff. Basically, we've got hit points, we have mana. They have a passive and an active ability. The active ability kicks off every time their mana regenerates back up to the max number. And you actually want less mana. Less mana is better in this game because if you have a big number, it has to count all the way up to that big number and then it fires. If you have a low number, then it only has to count up to a low number and your ability fires. So you want low max mana. It's kind of weird compared to most other games, but that's the way it works. So hit points, of course, more the better. But then we've got just basic info about kind of their specialties. So he's a ranged operator, he's a support specialist, a shielder, and he's got shock and shock debuffs. So his active is a thunderstorm. It inflicts shocks and does damage. And then he has spell shield as a passive. Every 4 seconds, shield the hero and the lowest percentage hit point hero for 25 plus 40% spell power. And then it's got stats over here, and as we add abilities and gear, it'll increase the list of stats. If they don't have that stat, they don't list it. So we've got defense, we've got attack, attack speed, critical strike chance, critical strike damage, and mana regen. Basically how quickly they recover the mana to fire off their ability. So this one you want to have big, that one you want to have small. That way this fills that very quickly and fires this off. You get the idea. All right, so of these, let's see. Some of them I have seen. I did Zoe in my one run, and I think I had Kiro. Or somebody. No, I didn't have Kiro. I didn't have the bug guy. I had a golem guy. But most of these are new to me. So you look like a melee type guy with a buddy. Physical damage dealer. Crit mastery, and summons creatures to fight. 1,300 hit points with 35 defense. What do you do? Summons wolves. Starts the fight at max mana. Okar summons 1 wolf. Maximum is 2 wolves. Gives X% of his attack damage to all wolves that are on the battlefield. Attack damage shared is 15% plus your spell points. Alright. Then the wolves have stats, so he's going to be a summon helping him out, huh? Vinrak, looking awful muscly there, Vinrak. Yeah, he's all about the ethereal and physical damage. Lots of ethereal and attack speed bonuses. Alright. Hey there, Zog. Party shielder. Look at Kiro. Hybrid damage dealer. Bleed debuffs. Sanguine rupture. Slams the ground dealing damage in a cone. Deals 10% additional damage per bleed on the enemy. Bloody intervention. Every 4 seconds, hero deals additional splash ethereal damage equal to 100% attack damage and inflicts 2 bleeds. So he's going to inflict bleeds, and then he's going to get extra damage per bleed. But we still need to get more bleeds in various ways. I don't know. All these melee front guys have 35, 60 to 65 mostly for their attack damage. I'm not in love with any of them. There's a lot more characters, and we're going to get options to pick additional ones later as we go through the adventure. The maximum we can normally have on the battlefield is 5. I know there's at least one way to increase that to 6 through a rare object or item upgrade. But you can have a pool of characters past the 5, and you can pick which ones to take in any particular fight. So I haven't gotten enough play in yet to really deal with that whole part of it. I think I'll just take Ochre here. And then we need a somebody in the backfield. No archers. So it's either the Ice Storm Zoe, who I'm somewhat familiar with, or Ringy. Debuff duplication. I do like debuff duplication. Yeah, let's try to go electric with some shocks. We'll try to do a shock run this time. Let's go with Zog. Alright, now we have to pick a kind of an artifact upgrade. It'll hang out up here in the top corner, just like I think Slay the Spire did the same, and other games have done the same. But it's general upgrades the entire party gets a benefit from. So, Dino Skull, gain 10 of these goblets. These are used to upgrade your hero's character levels. So we'd gain 10 every time we go to an event area on the map. Little exclamation symbol area on the map. King's Orders, you can re-roll and refill items to shop for 50 of the monies. When all your heroes survive a fight, you gain 60% more of the monies. And Candle, clickable relic. Spend 100 monies to heal for 10 torches. So this bar here, the flame, I guess we'll call those flames, 10 flame. This is your when you lose all of these, you lose the run. So when a character dies during the match, it costs a certain amount of the flame. And you can also use flame for a few other purposes. But when you run out of flame, your match is over. And I think if a boss monsters beat your entire party, your run is also over. But otherwise, you can lose the intermediate fights and still continue going as long as you still have flame points. Let's go with the golden cube. I think my heroes will survive fairly often, and we'll get a pretty good chunk of extra cash to spend for upgrades. So, alright, the Illusio Forest, Act 1. So, there's our map, a la Slay the Spire. Here's the only other game of this type I've played. So that's the one I think through. So we have a choice of paths, and it will fade out any path that is not on the path that I'm pointing at. So, we go over here. That's one of the event areas. The Dino Skull would give us more experience, basically. I think we'll go... Yeah, let's go on this path. Well, let's go here. This doesn't lock us out of anything, and we can still pick whatever, so... Alright, here is our opponent. We have in a battle arena. The only things we get to do from this point is position our heroes. So we can pick them up and we can put them wherever we want. We're not allowed to place them within the red squares immediately adjacent to the enemies. Sometimes there are going to be lots of enemies. Sometimes there'll be environmental stuff we have to worry about, or the enemies will be scattered around different corners. Let's go just run right up and we'll keep him behind and that'll be it. Yeah, this is a PAL World free zone. This is where the refugees from the PAL World war on Twitch and YouTube and gaming in general, they're all welcome here. PAL World. Okay, so I'm just going to hit fight. It's an auto battler, so the fight happens on its own. I don't control anything other than the initial positioning of the troops, which can be very important. There's reasons why positioning is very critical for purposes of adjacency or direct lines, because some of the enemies can fire like bolts that go in a straight line through multiple people, with the first one blocking the bolt, so protecting backfield guys, or lots of other things. You'll see as we play. Can't imagine really losing this first fight. Alright, so we have finished. We can do a fight recap if we want to see details on number of attacks and all this kind of stuff. And it's probably useful, but I'm going to do seat of my pants gameplay for now. We'll dive into details a little later once I know that I'm interested enough to really put in that kind of effort. So yeah, we'll just hit that. Now we get our rewards. So our cube is giving us more money. So we got 185 of the monies and 3 of the experience point thingies. We get to recruit a new hero. Our choices are frontline, frontline, or frontline. I guess we're picking an off tank, or maybe our main tank. Maybe the other guy will be our off tank with his pet. Zephys, Gyachi, and Ilios. I don't know any of these guys. 1350, huh? You're a big boy. With 40 defense. Tank healing. Specializes in protecting the party through self-healing. Crit mastery, and he also summons. Alright. He's got leech life also. Draining up to X% from each of his water elementals' hit points to heal for the same amount. Alright. If there are no water elementals, he summons 2. Additionally, he taunts his current target. Yeah, I think he'll be our main tank. Every time the hero crit strikes with an attack, they summon a water elemental, max 3. If 3 water elementals are already summoned, increase their attack damage by 2. Yeah, he's likely. I'll make him my main tank, and we'll make the other guy we got an off tank. Gyachi, Mana Shield, and Ether Shield. Elf Shielder, Shield Mastery, and Mana Regen Mastery. Yeah, man, he's got 10 max mana. Ouch. Ouch. That would take some items to pull that number down to a reasonable level. That's really high. And then Ilios. What do you do, Ilios? Tank defense, support, Nature Guardians, Nature's Gift. Yeah, we'll go with Zephys. Hey there, Zephys. Welcome to the party. And we get to pick an item. Okay, there's 2 different things that you get when you see this kind of list. There's items like this that are usually just lower level. They don't look all that fancy. But you have to combine these with the blueprints that you're going to get awarded for better stuff. And it combines this ability with whatever the blueprint's ability into one item. And that's then the item you can actually equip. You'll see what I mean here in a few. So we're looking for ways to synergize our abilities, our upgrades, because there's a big much lot of variations. So you'll see what I mean as we progress. Alright, so plus 70 attack damage, but at 15% lower attack speed. That's a lot of attack damage. Yeah, I'm willing to take that on the main. He's going to be mostly involved in just, you know, tanking shit. We're going to rely on damage mostly from the other guys. So let's go ahead and take that for our new guy. Alright, and then we got another item. Spell power. Ooh, plus 2 max mana. Boo. So things in red are bad. This is how you know. I tried to educate you. Max mana is not a good thing. You want low mana. Low max mana. So plus max mana is bad. Because it's not a pool with which you use that amount of mana to cast spells. It is the amount of mana you have to accumulate so that you can fire off your special ability. So if it's max mana 20, you have to wait a long time to generate enough mana for that ability to fire off. You want low numbers for that one. That's the only one that's counterintuitive. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Another spell power and attack speed. Wow. That is a mountain of spell power if I got both of those items on, like, the back rank guy. He would be pretty slow, but his power level would be really high. Or do we just take the middle range spell power? Screw it. I'm going to stack them up. Alright, so down here we can look at the map. We can bring up our hero panel. It shows our hero information, and we've got the 2 items here. So I could just toss both of these on top of this guy. They have 3 slots for gear. They're not specific to like armor or a weapon or anything like that. It's just 3 gear slots. Give them anything you want. Any combination you want. You can give 3 weapons, 3 amulets, 3 armor, whatever. Game doesn't care. These are upgrade slots for when they level up. So that when you get level 2, you unlock a new passive. And when you get level 4, you unlock a 3rd passive. These are a bit randomized. This can never change, but these 2 are variable. So between variable passives and 3 slots for gear and the other rank upgrades you can give them, it makes for a huge, huge medley of possibilities in stacking up really super powered abilities, taking advantage of all the various numbers. So Yeah, there's like 3 different damage systems. There's also, and they're linked to the various magic stuff. So there's like attack power. I'd have to show guide tab. This will show it pretty well. Damage types. Yeah, this thing. So physical damage done through auto attacks can be increased by attack damage, which is an attribute, critical strikes, and the bleed debuff. So physical damage pairs with crits and bleed. Spell damage is done through active abilities. There's abilities at the bottom that you have to charge up with your mana. It can be increased with spell power, which is an attribute, the frost debuff, and then the rate at which you can cast your active ability, and that's the mana, getting your mana pool down low. And then ethereal damage is done through items and effects, can be increased by ethereal amplification and the burn debuff. So we got bleed, frost, and burn, each attached to one of the 3 basic damage types. So there you go. Yeah, it's attack damage, not spell power, so it's giving him the wrong kind of thing. He'll still get, well, sort of. He'll still attack, but it won't be important to powering this up. We'll go ahead and throw attack damage over here. So we can transfer items anytime we want. At campfires, you can trade. I think you can swap passive abilities between the characters even. So there's just so many different things you can do. But we're done with that section. This is the forge. I just talked about how you're going to have to combine items. This is the recipes section for high-powered gear. So you'll get a recipe as a reward or purchase it, and then you combine it with one of these standard items you've found. These are currently on characters, but you'll have some that you don't have on characters. But it doesn't lose this ability. It merges them literally. So the plus 70 attack and minus 15 attack speed will be applied exactly to the other item. You'll get a combination of both, and then you can use that on a person. A lot of times you'll just say, oh, okay, this is on that guy. I'm going to combine it with this and then hand it right back to that guy. And you'll get the ability of the you previously had plus the new item's abilities wrapped into one thing. Alright, so that's this stuff. So we have our map, we have our hero panel. I can also hit the tab key. Alright, that's that one. Shift key. You can hit the shift key and it shows the items that they're equipped with above their heads. So I can make some quick decisions and stuff. No reason to use these. This is how we level up our characters. So they have a little XP bar going around the outside of the number. This is their rank number with the XP scrolling around the outside edge. I'm not going to bother yet, but each one of these is basically 5 XP points. It's going to move that bar further along. So I'd need like 4 or 5 each of these to level this guy up. And that's it. So after each fight, we regenerate a certain amount of the flame, and there's going to be a lot of times when we get these rewards, you'll see a reroll option at the bottom. If you don't like the list of rewards, it costs you these flame points to do a reroll, and you can just do it as many times as you want. But if you ever run out of flame, you're out. So you got to be careful how much you use, how much you're earning, and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's proceed. Next one, let's now make our decision. We have to choose here. Oh, we got 785 already. Wow. Maybe we do want to go this way. So we're going to miss a campfire if I choose this path. If I go this way, we could go like so. And hit the market way out here, which is a little late, but we'd have a boatload of money if we make it that far. Or we could take this route, hit the market, hit the event, and then hit a campfire here right before we go in. Let's do that. Alright, so now we've got 2 different opponents. So on the back side, we have a skeleton archer, 680 hit points, 6 mana. Not too bad here. He has quick arrows. Gains 15% attack speed for the remainder of the fight, and it stacks. So each time his ability fires, he's going to get faster and faster. So we need to try to kill him quick. And the giant bat, he's got a 105-point spell damage to its target, and then heals for 105. So he's got life leech, basically. So we just need to overcome the life leech ability he's got. Knock him down. Alright, so our primary tank is now you. Let's go, we don't really have to worry about AoE effects or anything, so let's actually split them. The last guy I place is who they're going to be facing, so I want them facing my primary tank, and then he'll come and hit him from behind. Doesn't really matter where this guy's at. We got our elementals out. We got our wolf out. Yeah, as soon as the elementals and the wolf landed, it went down really fast. Alright, what do we get this time? More monies, more XP, recruit another hero. I need backfield. Oh, we got some wizards. Hey, Eva. She was my main tank in my novice run game. She did awesome. She did a good job. She tanked it all out gloriously. I like fire wizards. I always play fire wizards if I have a chance in a fantasy game. Mana Tome. Every attack has a 50% chance to generate 1/3 of the hero's max mana. Burst Nova. Cast Burst Nova around all heroes, dealing damage to nearby enemies and inflicting 2 bleed. Burst Nova also scales with max mana, dealing 5% additional damage per max mana. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Having max mana is bad. But in this case, the larger the pool of max mana, the more damage that it does with that particular ability. I'm not sure I like that, because, you know, the game has already trained me to want this to be a low number. So as it notes there, when the hero's mana is full, the hero casts his active ability. Mana is gained when the hero attacks. You get +1, and with mana regen. You are funny. So, we don't really have... Let's see. We don't have any bleed specialization going on yet. We're going to work on shock. He's got the crit strike bonuses and the healing leech life. He's got his pet. They're both doing just standard damage type. So we don't really have any synergies going quite yet. What does Azar do? Shield Strike. Shield Strike on the farthest enemy, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Shield Strike scales with shield. And this is a shield, of course. So every 4 attacks, if the hero is above 25% hit points and does not have a full shield, the hero loses 5 hit points but gains a shield equal to 5% of max HP. So 10% would be 110, 5% be 55. So we gain a shield of 55. Yeah, fight starts, the hero loses 25% max, but gains a shield equal to 35% max. Alright. So we want to be stacking up shield. Is that modified? Doesn't say it's modified by spell power or anything. This one kind of confuses me. This one is scaled with spell power. Everybody heals to full between fights, in between them. Well, Every attack has a 15% chance to generate 1/3 of the hero's max mana. Would you help us get up to the 8 to fire this off faster? I guess we'll see if we can figure out a way to use this guy. We'll give it a try. Alright, hey, so notice the little recipe scroll symbol in the corner? These are the items where you have to combine it with another item in order to actually be able to use it. And it has the advantages of both. Every second, the wearer consumes a frost on their attack to gain 7 attack damage. Bonus attack speed. Every attack, the wearer has a 3% chance to shock and bleed on the enemy that has the most of these debuffs to gain a shield. We'll probably go with that, because we have both shock and bleed abilities on our characters so far. Guardian Gloves. Every 5 seconds, the wearer receives a shield equal to 100% defense. So, I mean, it wouldn't be terrible. But we took the other guy, not the shield-focused guy. Yeah, let's go with Cloak of the Quake. Then we have the option to re-roll. If none of these looked like it was going to fit with our build meta, we could just hit re-roll to lose 3 flame and get a new set of items. But I'm going to go ahead and take the cloak. That seems fine. We go to our forge. Now we can combine the cloak with, let's see, every attack. 10% attack speed. So we want this to go on somebody that's got fast attack values. Going to end up being one of the 2 mains. Currently attack speed 0.8, 0.68. He's losing 15% to that. So I guess we'll toss it on Zephys here. So we're going to end up taking something away from one of these guys. That's funny. We gain attack speed, we lose attack speed, but we gain a bunch of damage. None of this stuff scales with the damage that's done, though. All this cares about is the attack actually happening. They're both minus attack speed. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, I'm going with the copper axe. Alright, so we now have the item here. Hey, buddy. So his attack damage has gone from 50 to 120. I mean, that part's good. Problem being, this ability is based off of spell power. And we want crit strike and bonuses to get more elementals out faster. So it doesn't synergize terribly well with him. Yeah, let's move that over to the other tank. Alright, that's it. So we've done all of our upgrade stuff. I could spend points. Maybe we can get somebody to level 2. Nah, we'll wait one more fight at least. Spiders! Alright, giant spider. Deals 130 spell damage to a target on a dark bite. And we got an archer, skeletal archer. Of course, they stick him in the middle, so he's got plenty of time to build up that attack speed while we have to deal with the spiders. I could stick him in the middle to tank it all, but I don't have a lot of healing yet, and he doesn't have a lot of bonuses to prevent death, so I think I'm going to split him with my 2 tanks. We'll get 1 on each, and we'll just park these guys down here to do their thing. Here come the helpers. Alright, give me my money. Another hero recruit. Let's see. This time they gave me all front line except for the archer. I'll probably go with the archer. Range damage, physical damage dealer, crit mastery. He heals the party, and a frost debuff. So his debuff, or his passive, is freezing attacks. Every 3 attacks, he inflicts 1 frost to all enemies. In addition, critical strikes inflict 1 frost to all enemies. I like it. I like things to say all enemies and give them these kind of debuffs. And then Fury Frenzy. James unleashes Fury Frenzy for 6 seconds. James gains X% critical strike chance. In addition, while under Frenzy, his critical strikes heal himself and the lowest percent hit point hero for X% of the damage dealt. And it's spell points. So we need to boost his spell power, his crit strike, and how fast he's attacking, basically. So we can get the crit strikes firing off more often. Alright, yeah, let's take that guy. Bat Storm, Vampiric Instincts, Gerald. Ha! Every time the hero crit strikes with an attack, gain 5 gold. That's fun. Critical Forging. Performs a critical forging. Nearby heroes gain crit strike for 5 seconds. And the crit strike chance increase. 25% plus spell point bonus. Or spell power bonus. He sounds pretty fun. I'll have to take him on another run. But I'm going to take this guy for now. All right, we have a full party. So any additional heroes we get are going into the roster. Yeah, we'll see if we can get this to synergize properly. Oops. Cancel. All right, these are actual items, not recipes. 480 max hit points, primary tank, or we do damage hit point mix. Is it 50 attack damage currently? I'd take him to 78 damage plus get his max hit points up. I think I'll just give him the hit points. What else do we got? Spell power and defense. Max mana, -1. Those guys you want cycling through their ability faster. I gotta remember what each of these guys I'm trying to work on. I need spell power on this guy primarily, so we can, and crit strikes, so we can get the wolves out and firing fast. Spellcaster, so he's pretty straightforward. Crit strike again. Need attack speed on this guy. And max HP. He'd be a good choice for the armor. Try to get our main tank geared up a bit. So Spout Plower is going to feed into his leech, giving him more leech ability. And of course, defense is just good in general for your primary tank. And then max hit points. I don't have any ability that feeds that max hit point, unfortunately. We'll see if we can come up with something. Alright, all done there, all done there. We're up to 9 points. Let's try to spend some points. Alright, so this guy, we want crit strikes, spell power, so we have ethereal infusion, claws, and defensive wall. Gains 8 defense for each hero and summon within 3 hex range. We do have a few summons, but they don't come into play till, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds in. But he would gain a bunch of defense once they swarmed in, assuming that the fight wasn't scattered all over the board. Now deal ethereal instead of physical. They can still critically strike, gain additional damage from bleeds, lifesteal. When the fight starts, loses 20% attack damage. Huh. And that switches their damage type. I think we'll go with the defense. See if we can get the buddies and summons to really crank this guy's defense up. Alright, so we've locked in his second passive. We got enough points to get one more person leveled. Let's just go with... Who do we go with? Zog? Let's go with Zog. Spell damage to its target and nearby enemies equal to 12 times mana regen. He currently has terrible mana regen. Nope. Every time the hero critical strikes with an attack, the hero gains shield for 25% of the damage dealt. Our crit strike numbers are terrible so far. I think he's going to be one of my spell point guys we're going to try to level up. So he's going to need mana regen. Let's go ahead and go with this one and we'll try to build into it. 2 points. That won't be enough to level anybody else. We'll just hold on to those points. Alright, we're off to the market with our 1100 monies. So we can buy characters at the top. We can buy items. This list here is recipes, as noted by the skull or the scroll. And then this is the regular items you can combine them with. Some pretty nice weaponry you got there. We'll stick with the guys I've got. All right, so 1,100 bucks. What's on the big end of the list? Things like skeleton ring, lifesteal, magic steal, heal received, but you lose 60 hit points per second. So you better be stealing. Better be stealing like crazy. Keep up ahead of that. Knight's Edge, minus 25% attack speed. Every third critical strike is dealt to all enemies. This effect does not count as additional attacks or critical strikes. Huh. So you fire slower, but if there's lots of enemies, this is really good. If there's only one enemy, this is really bad. Fiery Katana. Wearer's attacks inflict 1 burn to all enemies. That sounds fun. So, we don't really have any burn specializations going on. We got a bit of bleed, we got a bit of shock, we got our tank Healy, or our ranged heals and freezing, but no no fire. 8 defense per max mana, so we do have that one character. Alec here with his 8 mana, and he actually gets additional damage for having high max mana. So maybe we'll just commit to him being high max mana and maybe even purposely push it up higher. So it'll be slower for this ability to fire off, but when it does fire, it will have a compounding effect damage-wise or ability-wise. That's based off max mana also. So yeah, maybe we'll do that one. Yeah, let's do that. World Slayer. Wearer's attacks deal splash ethereal damage, dealing 35% attack damage to their current target and nearby enemies. That sounds fun. All right. Next up, either a big elite monster at fight or go for an event and head up another path. I think I'll go for the event, and then we'll go... Oof, I need to go this way to make sure... Well, I mean, if I don't lose flame, I don't desperately need to go to the campfire. It has some other things other than giving us a rest chance for getting some flame back, but we could accumulate quite the fat cash supply and hit that market there before heading in. So I think I'll go to the event. Maybe we'll go up this route like this. Dark cave. While exploring the area, you discover a very dark cave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes are lurking at you from the shadows. You also notice a very interesting pouch of gold sitting right behind those 6 eyes. What to do? We can either fight. If victorious, gain 12, 15 total of the XP goblets and some cash. Or we can juke, dodge, juke again, steal and run, and just get the money. Well, hell, we're fighting. I'm not sure how tough these eyes are, especially 6 of them. But, you know. Oh, I guess it's 2, 4, 6 eyes. 2 eyes per. Alright, I thought it was going to be 6 one-eyed things. That's quite a bit of hit points. Defensive Ritual, granting itself and nearby enemies 40% damage reduction for 5 seconds. And you've got 2 of them guarding you, Giant Bat? Ouch. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got the damage output for this fight. Okay, I don't have any characters that are dependent on distance from other characters for bonuses. I had a couple of those in my first group. So I had to position pretty carefully. If we go... There's no ranged attacks to worry about. I think I'll... Let's put you in the middle for the bat. We'll put you there to get that on somebody else. I think that's all I'll do. We'll have these 2 going after our main, split the damage with that off tank, and then just wait for all the pets to arrive. Actually, I need you here. That way the pets show up. Who's got the pet proximity bonus? Was it just him? I forget who had the pet proximity bonus. And now I've totally forgotten. No gear. Yeah, this is fine. Let's see what happens. There's the wolf. There's the elementals. Alright. Shouldn't be a problem now. Our main tank is holding and healing fast enough to stay ahead of it. Or not. Damn it! That stupid bat! Uh-oh! Main tank down! Main tank down. We couldn't sustain. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody on that other defender guy. If we could have dropped him first and then gone after the bat, we would have been fine. But everybody was on the bat after we knocked down the left one. Alright. So, by losing the main tank, we just lost some of the flame in order to bring him back up after the fight. So, that's how that works. Alright. Plus, I think he loses out on XP. There might be other consequences. I don't remember. What did we get? Money and our 15 XP. Alright, these again are the blueprints that we have to combine with another item. Every attack, the wearer consumes a shock on their target to gain 8 spell power. Regen scroll gains mana regen equal to how far they are up. See, there's that how far they are from other heroes. 1 mana regen per hex range. I'm going to take that. That gives huge mana regen if you can keep that character isolated. Yeah, let's do that. And let's plan on putting it... Let's see. You're at the 1 regen with an 8 total to fire off the thunderstorm that I'm relying on pretty heavy. This will kick off his burst nova a lot faster. Oh yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I forgot we bought that stuff and I haven't combined it yet. Alright. Spell power and defense. We're going to be taking stuff away for some people. We're going to try to purposely raise his max mana, which will synergize with the 8 defense per max mana. And it also gives him a huge bump in spell power. Slows down his attack speed a bit, but spell power is going to boost into this. Alright, then I was going to put this on the main tank, so 480 max hit points, and we're going to do splash damage, 35% attack damage to their current target and nearby enemies, so I think that'll be really good for him. I need to get his attack damage base up. And then regen scroll, spell power, defense, and mana regen. Plus gains mana regen equal to how far they are from other heroes. So if I can keep him 3-4 spaces away, he's going to regen mana like crazy and fire off abilities really quickly. I think I might actually give that to James here, so we can get our healing chance and critical strike chance up. That, or we stack up Alex over here. Let's stack up Alex first. Let's try to get a couple of characters really effective, and then we'll start equipping into the other characters. Alright, so we're up to 93 spell power now, so this one's going to fire for 145. 4 regen plus the regen we're going to get when we set him away from everybody else, so this should be firing off constantly. Which will also be stacking bleeds very quickly. Alright. I think we're done. All of that's done. Oh, 17 points. That's right. We got to level a bunch of people up. Yes, you. Alright, so you're our... Oh my god. Hero gains 1 mana regen for every 3 max mana they have. So he's at 8 currently. I don't know if it rounds or not, or does decimals. But if we were at 9, we'd gain 3 more mana regen. So the way the regen works is dividing by 10 is the base. So at 4, we're getting a mana every 2.5 seconds. So as we keep increasing that, basically we're just going to be firing mana off like mana per second or better once we've got our positioning right. So that's a big maybe. While below 60% max hit points, the hero gains magic steal and rapid recovery. For every 500 points lost during this fight, the hero gains 10% life steal. No thanks. If he's getting hit, something's gone horribly wrong anyway. So let's go for crazy mana regen. Oh yeah. Gains mana regen base plus because of the distance away from other heroes. Gets defense per max mana, which we're going to try to boost. Every attack has a chance of generating 1/3 of our max mana. This will be interesting. All right, who else? 13 points left. 2-2-2. Off tank first, and then our poor healer guy. What are you focusing on? You've got your pet. We need crit strike, max HP, and just basic attack stuff. Fire and Ice. Every second attack inflicts 1 burn or 1 frost at random to all enemies. When below 50% hit points, attacks consume 2 frost to heal for 5%. I think I might take Critical Form here since he's a straight up thud and blunder attacker. We just need to get his attack speed and his crit chance up. Yeah, I don't want shield. We'll go Crit Form for the second one. And this is the guy that we're going to be trying to get some heals out of. We need spell power for that. Yeah, lots of spell power on him. Six points left. I think we can get somebody to 3. Trying to get our main tank to 3. Gonna be close. Got it. 4 is the next really big one. 2 and 4 are where you get to pick the good stuff. Alright. So, lifesteal, attack damage, attack speed, and mana regen. Probably going to be either lifesteal to help keep them up, or attack damage. Although that would get the life leech firing off more often. No. Let's go for a 50% upgrade on his attack damage. Alright, now we gotta choose our path. I still think I'm gonna go this way. Wait, 2 heavy fights, then we'll hit the merchant. A last chance to pick the campfire. Well, we're going to have fights where there's enemies like in every corner, and there will be times where I can't purposely keep him out of the fray, so yeah. Alright, so for this fight, let's get primary tank there on these 3. We'll get secondary tank distracting those guys over in the corner. We're going to try to get you off by yourself as far as we can, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it counts 4 spaces, so he gets 8 bonus regen, or if it only counts the empty spaces in between for 3, but whichever. And then these guys will stay right here. What do you have? Orc Shaman, Ancestral Healing. Here's heals nearby enemies. These guys split off oozes that also get to attack, so there's going to be a lot of enemies on the field when these oozes start to split. Could put you back here. It doesn't really help. Actually, it does help, because then I could go after the healer before I have to go after the ooze guy. My guy keeps facing these guys instead of him. I don't know if I can force it. Huh. I don't know if there's a positioning option. It looks like when I'm pulling him this way, I was hoping he would face that direction, because they're equidistant, so he must be facing this way because there's 2 enemies equidistant versus only 1 over here. I think he'll go after him first, unfortunately. I don't think I can arrange this in such a way that I can go after both healers. Yeah, I'm not sure I like going after that. Let's stick with what we had. He'll tank those two. He'll go after those. He's got plenty of support. I'm not sure whether he's going to fire here or here. There's different rules for what they do, their abilities. Alright, let's see what happens. Main tank's going to go down. It's going to be bad. I don't have the healing. Alright, he held on long enough that we were able to wipe everything else, though. Good enough. Alright. Ooh, Book of Mystery. When the wearer gets at or lower than 35% of their max hit points, their current max mana is halved. Max mana cannot be reduced below 3. Huh. So that's a good thing, having their max mana halved in all cases except that one guy where we want to push it higher. War Staff. Every 4 attacks, the wearer gains 15 spell power, but max mana is increased by 1. So spell power goes up, making his damage go up, but then he has to wait in between shots a little more after every 4. That's probably only going to fire off 3 or 4 times before the fight's over with. And then Frozen Spear. 2% chance per frost and burn on the enemy that has the most of these debuffs to gain 4% crit strike and 8% crit strike damage. Problem here is none of the guys I would give this to, I would expect their hit points to be going down. Maybe I do want to give this to our guy, because max mana going up is actually powerful for him. So he gains 15 spell power, and he gains other benefits because his mana is increasing. We got to fix that. We got to figure out how to get that in. I got nothing to combine it with. You're going to have to wait, buddy. Four points. Anybody close to leveling? Nobody's close to leveling. Alright. Proceed. And that wasn't even the hard fight. Maybe I need to go around this one. My tank, I don't have enough healing to keep my tank up. Now, I don't know what kind of fight this is. It could be one guy and maybe he could heal it or tank it. I think I need more synergies. I'm going to avoid that fight. We'll go here, here. I'm not sure I'll have enough money to go to the camp, so we might go there and out, but let's sidestep that fight. Spiders! Uh-oh, advanced tooltips. Yep, that I knew about. Why are you telling me again? You told me that in, you know, the tutorial. So what they're talking about is when I point at this and you see shock and bleed in the middle of that text box, shock in yellow, bleed in red, your middle mouse click. You get an advanced tooltip that gives you the full lowdown on all the things that are involved on that card or that item. Which is handy. Alright, we got a giant spider with a dark bite, deals 155 spell damage. We got the giant bat who heals, and we got the archer in the back being protected by the other two. I won't be able to deploy back there. So, oh, I can. Yes, main tank there, please. Off tank on the spider, and you as far away as we can get from anybody else. Alright, go for it. Oh, there's also a timer where they get stronger as time goes by if it takes us too long. So if the match just keeps going and going and going, they get faster, they get more damage, they get a lot of bonuses. And we're losing 6 of our flame for each of my characters that die during the match. Fragment of Truth. Toggle this on to obtain a Fragment of Truth. You need to obtain all 3 Fragments of Truth to unveil the mystery. Will increase the hit points of all enemies in the fight by 25%. Only use it if you feel prepared enough for the extra challenge. Yeah, the positioning of the deployments is going to get harder and more impactful as we advance, because there's going to be a lot of enemies that have like beam attacks that fire in a straight line all the way across. And sometimes you can intercept them, so I can put my main tank in the path of the beam to absorb the hit and protect a squishy behind him. Or there's AoE attacks, or sometimes there's environmental things that might happen on the map, and positioning is important. Sometimes there are hex bonuses that you can activate, where if you start a character on one of the hex bonus spaces, you get additional improvements to the character at possibly a negative to your positioning tactically. So things are going to get more complicated as we advance. All right, but yeah, so we're splitting. We're trying to get these 2 on the main tank. He should be able to handle the spider's damage, hopefully. I just don't have enough heal. I need more healing. I need to get this guy boosted. The big attribute we're missing currently is enough heal. Yeah, we're fine. Once all the elementals and the wolves show up, if we're still alive at that point. Whoa. Main tank was pretty low. he was way low. I definitely need to get some more heals. Alright, so we got more money because of our golden cubes. So we're getting addition cash. And this is what we're going to combine with our other items. So this one was the war staff. We're going to hand that to that mage. I think he's already stacked with items. Nope, he's got 1 slot left. Cool. So that'll be fun. So what do we want to give him as an ability in addition to that? So we don't want that. we're trying to give him more max mana. Spell power wouldn't be bad. Yeah, let's do spell power. So we're going to combine this wand with the other item. Let's see. 200 max hit points and some attack damage. Crit chance. Really need to get you some stuff. You're all about the crit striking. Alright, you and you. So we're going to combine these 2 into one thing that has all the powers of both. And that we're just going to hand off to Buddy Boy over there. Have some crit strike chance. Alright, this is going to be fun. It's going to be hard to tell what's happening here during the fight. So he's got 8 max mana starting. For every 4 attacks, he's going to gain 15 spell power, and the max mana is going to go up, which normally would be bad, which is why it's in red. But wearer gains 8 defense per max mana, so as that goes up, his defense increases. Then over here, every attack has a 50% chance to generate 1/3 of the hero's max mana. So that helps speed us along to compensate for the negative of having so much. And then that one, Burst Nova scales with max mana. 5% additional damage per max mana. So our main damage spell will get better and better. So I'm curious if this max mana thing that normally you don't want to do is going to be able to synergize. Alright, all done there. Proceed. And we got to pick a star. Doesn't really matter which one we pick. Yeah, we got to pick this one. That way we have a choice of going either way. We got some blobbers. We got some archers. And a new guy, a Hellguard. Oh, he's got the defensive ritual, which will only affect the archer. Alright, let's go you over there. I think I might just go... Yeah, I'm just going to go here. That gets the attention of all three of these, but it'll delay this guy slightly. That's still going to be too much focused damage for my tanky hero to take, unless we get rid of some of these fairly quickly. Let's see. You're not going to get more than 3 away from somebody no matter where I put you. Unless I do that. I don't know the off tank's going to survive 3. Let's change this up. Let's go main tank over here, off tank over. Hey, off tank over here. Yeah, let's do that instead. Come on, main. Hold on. He held out. That bong noise at the end, I believe, is the round counter, where they get stronger, like at round 20. So they had just gotten their first rage upgrade when we finished them off. All right. A lot of money. Nice. There's crit strike chance for the guy we're trying to buff up currently, my healer guy. Minus 100 max hit points, but every 2 attacks, wearer gains an additional mana. On cast, the wearer's max mana is increased by 2. Hmm. %50 chance to inflict a bleed to all enemies. Wow. And the wearer's crit strikes inflict 1 burn on all enemies. I need spell points on this, or spell power on this guy. This is what increases his crit strike chance with that fury, which then feeds back into a feedback loop to increase everything else. But anything that increases his crit strike chance to begin with is also good. So I'm thinking of going crit strike, gives him the base 5, and then adding burn to the enemies is always going to be helpful. Alright, we'll take it. And he's the one we're increasing, so we'll combine those 2 items. Hand it right back to him. So 20% crit strike, and crit strikes inflict burn on all enemies. We're up to just 25, huh? That's going to increase as he does his damage during the fight. Alright. Choose a reward. So, we can recruit another hero. He would just go into our stable of available heroes to give us some options if we wanted to try a different thing. I think the intent here is to change heroes up as you roll along and you get offered, like, important synergies. You can just swap them onto the new hero and then roll with it. But man, that takes an awful lot of kind of knowledge of the gameplay and all the abilities and some of the more powerful meta combinations. I don't have that yet, so I don't think I'm going to recruit more than the 5 heroes we've got and just make do with them until I've got more experience. So we can re-roll a passive if I don't like one of the passives on somebody. Or we can swap passives between heroes. And this is another one where it takes a lot of just inherent knowledge to do this quickly. I don't want to spend too much time sitting on these screens cross-comparing everything, but these are the passives they're talking about. So I could put this on this guy. I could swap the passives between these two. I think he's not getting as much benefit out of this because I think the wolf charges into attack when he's not fighting somebody far away. But the wolf is on my off tank, usually fighting a separate group. And until they meet up, he's not getting the bonus here. And a lot of times this off tank's off by himself. I think I'm going to re-roll this one. I don't think I'm getting the bonus often enough until the very end of the fight. So yeah, let's take a look at the options. I can pick it again if I don't like the choices they give me. But so let's re-roll a passive. That one. So the choices are keep the one I had or red drakes. When the fight starts, the hero summons 2 red drakes which do not attack and die when the hero dies. The hero gains 4 attack damage per summon on the battlefield. So if we were focused on damage with our main tank, that'd be pretty cool because we've got several drakes and the wolf that are going to be on the battlefield, so our attack damage would get a fair boost. Wearer gains attack damage equal to 45% of his power. This is terrible. And all summons gain attack speed equal to 10% the hero's shield. We're not really focused on shield with this guy either. So keep the possible defense upgrade on my main tank or go with the drakes. Not sure about that whole which do not attack and die when the hero dies. Well, crap. I think this is a wasted opportunity. I think I'm going to have to keep my defensive wall because we're already having a problem keeping the hero up. Okay. I'm not feeling it yet. I think we're going to get wiped when we hit this guy. I don't feel that we have a good enough setup, especially in the healing department. 876. That buy us at least one big item. Yeah, let's go spend money. Anything we can do for our healer. I need spell power. I need to drop spell power on this guy to increase our crit strike chance and our heal percent. So, any of you things given spell power? Strike back. That'd be a pretty nasty one on the main tank. Not sure what I would swap out for it. Ooh, attack speed 20%. And a 3% chance to shock and bleed. Oh, per shock and bleed on the enemy that has the most of these debuffs to gain a shield. Heal received, shield received, ethereal amplification. Damn. Well, there's some spell power. 432 out of my 8 to get 56 spell power on this guy. Blood drinker. Well, Go the easy way. Whoops. Okay. Alright, it boosted our spell power to 88. So now we're up to critical strike chance and heal percent 19%. Hopefully that keeps our guy up. So these are new heroes up here. Rox, Run, Flynn, Atrios, and Cora. I don't think I've seen any of them. Shock one. Shock Stunner. Lightning Nova. Around the hero with the highest max hit points, usually the main tank, dealing damage to nearby enemies, stunning them for 1.5 seconds, and inflicting 2 shocks. Oh, he'd be fun. Too late now, though. Oop, yep, I know I don't have the money. Stop it. Alright, final fight on the first area. The Chainer Demon. 14,000 hit points. Chaotic Eruption. Fast Chaotic Eruption, best targeting, dealing 765 spell damage, split between the heroes that are hit. Okay. Cast Chaos Eruption and the Death Chains alternately. Stuns and chains the highest damage dealer of the party. Whoa. If the chains are not destroyed within 6.5 seconds, the chained hero takes 99% of their max HP as damage. Youch. That's an owie. Those really are death chains. Alright, so we want main tank and off tank. Want him off by himself as far as possible, so I'm going to stack these guys way the hell up here. That gives 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 spaces in between, so that's going to give us 4 to 5 mana regen per hex, or 4 to 5 total. So our mana regen will... Well, we can go here to... Let's see. I can do like this. That way the group absorbs the hit and splits the damage. We'll try this. Alright, let's see what happens. Ouch. Uh-oh, chains are down. He's free of the chains? He's free of the chains. I don't see anybody going down. Looks like our healing's going just fine, so we got him. No problem. I'm glad I boosted this guy. The almost 90-some spell power. 96 spell power increase. Gave me a pretty good increase there. Plus the crit chances went up a fair amount. We needed that. Okay, what do we get? More money, more resources, and healing back up to max. Recruit a new hero. Hey, Flynn. Gee, we just saw you in the shop. Heck yeah, you're in the party, buddy. Ooh, fancy looking. The Everfrost Amulet. Every 4 seconds, the wearer receives a heal equal to 25 times the frost on their current target. We do have some frosting going on. Skeleton Staff, 5% crit strike, and gain Omni Crit. Omni Crit, ethereal damage, spell damage, and the hero's active ability, including heals, shields, and stat buffs, can now critical strike. The chance to proc an Omni crit is based on critical strike chance, and its effectiveness is based on critical strike damage. Cool. Telekinesis gloves. Whenever mana regen generates mana, the wearer deals ethereal damage to their target equal to 100% of their attack damage. Okay. So attack damage is there. He's... I don't want to dismiss a hero, thanks. Oh, there's a boot icon down there. Oh, and you recover 80% of the experience on the hero in the form of the cups. So that way, that's another way you can swap characters out. Because you retain the experience and the items. So there's only a bit of experience loss, so you can bring a new character in that synergizes better with the items that you've picked up. Alright. Well, that makes more sense. Boot item option. Okay, so I was looking at, yeah, attack power. So attack damage, we're at 130. He's by far the highest. And he's still got 2 slots available. He's my off tank. Getting Omni crit on abilities, though. I only want this on the tanks. I guess the off tank could use it. Although our main tank's only sitting on a single item, so... And he's also doing splash ethereal damage. How much frosting are we doing? Not you. Are we doing frost? That one. He's doing frost. And he's putting frost on every enemy, every 3 attacks. Plus, any crit strikes are also going to be adding it, and we're trying to load him up. We got 65% crit strike chance on him now. So frosting is going to be happening. Whoops. I'm also agreeing with you there, Sir Orange. I think Skeleton Staff on James would be a good call as well. I just really want to make sure my tank is solid with the heals. But we'll secondarily get the heals off of this, so... Yeah, let's do it. Okay, gee. Both items on James. So this will work out pretty well. Guess we'll switch his staffs out. So it'll be 5% crit chance and 56 spell power and the Omni crit. Pick a relic. So this is our big upgrades up here, like we have the golden cube currently. After each fight, or when entering a campfire, if you're below 42 flame, heal for 16 flame. When the fight starts, all heroes gain 2% attack damage per stack of Gargoyle Souvenir. Every floor visited, you gain a stack of Gargoyle Souvenir. Whenever you enter a campfire, it loses half of its stacks. So there's only 3 floors. We're going into the final fight. No, we just finished the final fight. So we've got 2 floors left. Whenever you pick or change your origin, heal for flame and gain money. Dynamite. Clickable relic. In non-elite and non-boss encounters, your heroes are stunned for 4 seconds when the fight starts. If victorious, you have a 35% chance to receive a relic choice. While not in combat, you can click to enable or disable. Huh. Sounds like a fun one to get early in a run. Four-second stun at the start. I don't know if my builds can survive that 4-second stun at the start. Screw it. Let's take it anyway. Yeah, Flynn's got 10. So it takes him a while to fire this thing off. It's pretty powerful when it does. It's the counter to a stun. Stunning them is super powerful. I mean, it stuns nearby enemies for 1.5 seconds and inflicts 2 shocks. It's really powerful. So I either have to load him up with ways to lower that number to get it to fire off more often, or, you know, increase the effects. Damage is based off of spell power, so we don't have any spell power bonus currently. So I still need so much gear. I mean, we got nothing on Zog. We've only got 2 on my main tank currently. So much stuff we need to do still. Patrafi Desert. The Lich King. Alright. Let's see. I'm not worried about an early shop. Or campfire necessarily. Well, other things we can do with the campfire. I'll take this route. I'm not going to try that on this group. This group can be a little rough. We got abominations back here, aka beholders. Eye contact. Sends a beam to the furthest hero that deals 232 spell damage. The beam can be intercepted by other heroes. The damage scales with range, dealing more damage to the closer the target is. And the bats that have life leech. And bugs. Increase all enemies' attack speed by 10 and attack damage by 5. Bug juice. So they've got a couple of support guys, a couple of ranged beam firers, and then the tanks up front with the life leech. So where can we stick our primary hero? I guess we could do primary, secondary, like so, of each group. And then they're going to be firing, well, no, they're going to fire their beams out here. And I don't have anybody blocking. We could also do, can't place there. Not sure if he steps here, if that would block the beam from that one to this one, or that one to this one, or how that works. Actually, he would fire here, and he would fire here. So yeah, I'm not sure how this would work. We don't have a true diagonal. The diagonal goes like so. Yeah, theoretically he would fire this way, and he's going to fire this way. Let's see how this does. I'm going to hope that the tanks intercept the beams. I'm not sure they will. The angles are weird. Would that be better? I think that's more likely to intercept it, but I don't know how it's going to handle the diagonals. Let's try this. I need to get him as lone as possible, though, so I'll pull you over here. It's not going to help much with him right here. He's not going to have as much mana regen as I was hoping to get normally. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. The dynamite is in effect. I thought I had to click to turn it on, but no, I apparently have to click to turn it off. Off tank down. Main tanks down almost. Yeah, we're done. We got roasted. All right, we got kilt. All right. So yeah, that just didn't go. I knew that was going to be a hard fight, but I didn't realize this was currently on. So we get a tiny bit of money in XP for the loss. A lot of max hit points available there. $110 spell power with 3 max mana. Ooh. I think I would swap it out for the War Staff. That would jump his spell power way the hell up and jump his max mana up right from the start. Or dagger. Wow. 6 mana regen for a reduction in attack speed. Jeez. I'm gonna go for that. And we also got... If I took that, well, attack speed doesn't help, but I could combine that with the staff we just got, and we'd be up to 5 more max mana. Oops, can't combine them. Damn it, I screwed that up then. Didn't realize I didn't have, that neither of these were the recipes. Oh, we'll just keep the war axe. Turn you off. You'll need to obtain all 3 fragments of the truth to fight the final boss. Oh. I didn't know it was required. Ouch. Got a guy in the backfield as well. Reapers, Death Nados. Targets the hero with the lowest hit points with a Death Nado. 140 spell damage to all heroes struck. Going after the little guy and hitting everybody on the way, huh? And they're going to be flying across the screen all over the place. And if they're all targeting the lowest hit point hero, how the hell is he going to survive 5 of these? Coming at him every couple of seconds. They're not interceptable. Wow. Alright, this run might be ending fairly quickly. This seems pretty rough. Yeah, this seems pretty bad. Going after my buddy here, huh? Come on, guys. So close. Yeesh. All the tanks went down. When the wearer's spell power is equal or above 70, the wearer gains 4 mana regen. Oh my gosh. He's already stacked though. He's sitting at 203 spell power. I gotta think about this assassin's knife. So, faster attack speed increases your max mana, and you lose 50% attack damage. But if you're after secondary effects instead of the raw attack damage, you don't care as much about that part. So for like that, if we increase our speed, we're getting more attacks, and we're getting more frost added onto all the enemies. And with every critical strike, our strike chance goes up. Gets us more heals and faster heals. Probably have to lose the shield. Yeah, I'm going to try this. May not work the way I want. I'm going to give it a try. Oh, well, I guess we're not going to lose the shield. We're going to combine the shield with that. Cool. It's two different things. Attack speed versus attack damage. I'm gaining attack speed, but losing attack damage. I don't care about the damage. I care about the secondary effects every time I strike. So I want to strike more often to get the secondary effects. I'm less concerned about the damage he's doing. So it's plus 50% attack speed, but lose 50% attack damage. But what I want is I want to hit fast, 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 so that I stack up these frost stacks, which are going to affect everybody. As all enemies are going to get hit with frost stacks. And my critical strikes are also going to get frost stacks. So we're going to have an insane number of frost stacks put on all sorts of guys. Because he's going to be hitting so fast and he has such a high crit percent chance. And then that'll also fuel his Fury Frenzy, where we gain additional crit strike chance. And while under the Frenzy, he's healing himself and the lowest hit point hero for a percentage of the damage done. So hopefully it all feeds into each other. We'll see. One of those ones that's going to be a little hard to detect while watching the fights. Wow, I really am short on a lot of gear for these guys. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to recruit. Swapping passives. Let's check the list here again. Only one choice on each, huh? Dog has terrible mana regen. Damn it. This is the second time I've picked this, and I'm going to end up going back to what I had. Not really set up to do shielding. He shouldn't be going below max 50 hit points to put bleeds on everybody. I mean, attack speed gain, yippee. He's not attacking very fast to begin with, and it resets when he changes targets, and he's not geared for this either. Just have to hope we can get him some mana regen. That's twice I've had to not gain any benefit out of that. Off to a merchant with only 530 of the monies. There, Blake. Molten Knife and War Machine. Super mode. A lot of fun stuff out there. Ooh, 24% chance to stun the wearer's current target. Stuns are pretty damn powerful. Whoa! 145% crit strike damage. Hmm. Throw some armor on my main tank. Yeah, it did. But you're losing attack speed, so, I mean, it's good. If you're on somebody who you don't need to have constant fast attacks from. Plus max mana, which I only want on the one guy. He's already stacked up pretty hard. Yeah, he's already got that exact staff. Sure wouldn't mind a decent chance at stun. Just nothing that synergizes with, it's just straight up. Oh my god. Their max mana is increased by 50%. And they gain 130% spell power. Damn it. I wish I had the cash for that. Dismantle. Disassemble the recipe and the heirloom from an item. For a cost. I hadn't tried this before. Huh. More options. I'm going to go for the crit damage and put it on the main tank. He's sitting at a 30% crit rate. With, not awesome damage, but... Alright, we're going to have to go to the campfire. We're down to 43 flame after that wipeout we had. So this is where you can pick the origin stuff. Global and permanent team buffs or effects. Picking and swapping origins is free. Whenever a hero gets below 40% hit points, all heroes enter a time shift. All heroes gain full mana, and the lowest percent hit point hero gets healed for 20% of the spell damage done during this effect. Huh. That seems pretty damn powerful. Spell Weaver. All heroes gain percent spell power equal to 20% attack damage of the hero with the highest attack damage. We're sitting at like 130, I think, on one of ours. That would be like 25 spell power gain on all heroes. Portal Master, get below 50%, their mana regen gets tripled. Lux, every 5 mana regenerated with mana regen by the team deals spell damage equal to 15 times the amount of debuffs on the enemy with the most debuffs. That's going to be a lot of debuffs, hopefully, with some of the layering we've done. Dragon Rider. Heroes and effects inflict twice the amount of burn on enemies. But everybody loses 10% attack speed for that. We're not geared for a bunch of fire damage. Mech, for every 5 critical strikes done by the team, deals spell damage split between all enemies equal to 600% of the team's spell power. Additionally, while a hero has a 0.5 attack speed or less, their critical strikes instantly deal 2 additional critical strikes. We are at 1.2 attack speed. Well, I could spend time re-rolling constantly on lots of different screens, and we could all sit here watching me read stuff for hours. I'm aware. I know I have the re-roll options. But since I haven't played enough to know what the pool looks like, I really don't know if we've got decent synergies here compared to what I might get from the re-rolls. So I'm trying to avoid just nonstop re-rolling for stuff and me puzzling over new entries constantly, just for you guys' sake. We'll get better at that as I get experience with the game, and I'll get faster at making these decisions because I'll have some idea of what my options are. Right now, I don't know if there's 12 entries total in the origin pool or 200 entries in the origin pool that I'm going to have to re-roll to see all the varying things. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between Time Travelers, Lux, and Mech. The other 3 I've decided no. We do have a fair bit of critical strike enhancement going on. Having all heroes hit full mana and firing off their abilities anytime somebody gets below 40%. Yeah, I think it's between these 2. Let's lean into... Let's hope we can keep the tank healed up through other means. I wanna try to keep pressing on the crit strike stuff. Let's try that one. Alright, so we have 2 actions. Break time. We gotta rest at least once. Oof. I can rest a second time, which will max us out for the rest of this run. Upgrade a rare item into an epic item at a cost of 15, so that would drop us back to 53 out of 90 to continue with. We've got no more campfires before we hit the Lich King. I don't think I can afford that. I think I gotta play it safer on this run. I'd like to do an upgrade, but... Alright, we are off. Nothing to forge. Two bats and an orc shaman. Just healing, so a lot of healing on the bats apparently. They're going to heal themselves and he's going to heal them. Alright, nothing too fancy otherwise, although the bats are 1-star versions. 300 damage. Alright, off to the corner with you. Primary tank. Secondary tank. Secondary tank's getting his ass kicked. Secondary tank's down. Yeah, poor secondary tank got roasted. Poor Ocker. He's not really a good tank. 35 defense and almost nothing to heal him or keep him up. I'm gonna have to rethink him. I gotta spend some XP. Storm Sword. Critical strikes inflict shock on all enemies. Ooh. On cast, the wearers... On cast means when their special ability triggers, meaning they hit max mana and their ability triggers. So each time that happens, the wearer's max mana is increased by 2, and their attack damage is increased by 2 times max mana. Huh. Another fun one for our guy, but we've got him stacked. I can't keep adding stuff. I just have to vary what's there. Although I think the improvised staff, yeah, that can be used to feed into another item, so we could pick that thing up. We could combine that with what he's got. But it's giving him the wrong thing. I need him to have spell power. Yeah, we need spell power, not attack damage. So it doesn't really help him. I still have nothing on Zog. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not talking about Flynn. I'm talking about James and Ocker and so on. I know he's in the sidebar. We haven't used him yet. I'm tempted to put him in place of Zog since I'm not really getting anything out of Zog right now. Okay. Oh yeah, XP. Time to level some folks up. You hit 3 already. Let's get you up next. Attack speed is good. Spell power is fairly good too. Spell power feeds into his crit strike chance and his heal. And of course, attack speed means he's going to hit more often for more crit strikes. Feed these other stats. More faster. Alright, 20 points left. Let's go. How do I pull somebody out of the lineup? I don't know where I do that. Yeah, I don't remember an entry telling me how to change who I send into a fight. Maybe I do it at the start of a fight. Alright, you're next. You're all about spell power. Spell power or more mana regen. Power. He's having a trouble staying alive, so magic steel or life steal would probably be good. Or more defense. Give him some magic steel. I don't know if I want to spend points on it. Let's get him up to the big 4. His last passive ability upgrade. Mana shield. Whenever mana regen generates mana, the hero gains shield received, caps at 45. Additionally, the hero's hit point is consumed before their shield unless they are below 25. Okay. Brawler's Rage. Go below 50% for the first time, they gain lifesteal and 30 attack damage. Eternal Shield. Every 4 attacks, if the hero is above 25 hit points and does not have a full shield, you lose some hit points but gain shield. Alright. Go for the Brawler's Rage. 9 points left. Nobody's close, so we probably take all the points to get somebody up another level. Close. 8 out of the 9. Alright, what do you got? Electric attacks. Every 2 attacks, the hero inflicts a shock, and every time the hero stuns a target, they inflict a shock. You're not doing much stunning. Attack speed, astral sword, and plus 40% spell power. Alright, our upgrades are done. Lobby's gonna generate the oozes and the orb demon. Sends demonic bolts towards all other enemies if there are no other enemies alive. Instead, sends bolts towards all heroes. Demonic bolts hit the first turns. Okay. That seems weird. So... I don't have a good place to hide my mage. To get him some points. For the mana regen per hex away from other heroes. Guess we're gonna have to settle for that. Let's turn on the toggle, but not the dynamite. Off tank's gonna go down again. Uh-oh. Main tank's down. We're gonna die. He's getting stronger. No, can't win. Alright, big L. Yuck. Big angry guy, 16,000 hit points. Big brain focus always targets the hero with the lowest hit points. You see. Death Ball. When a hero dies, Big Angry Guy gains movement speed, attack speed, and lifesteal. Alright. I got a couple guys. Zog is lowest hit points to start. So if we go there, Dog right behind him. Second tank. Oh, he's hitting Zog anyway from 2 spaces away. Alrighty then. Not enough heals. He's getting stronger. Fissured Ring. For every 200 healing done, the wearer does ethereal damage to their target equal to 5 times the amount of debuffs on the enemy. Oh.
Oh, there we go. Love that on the main tank. Maybe I need to put that on the secondary tank, though. Attack damage, 1%. 1 attack damage per percent missing hit points. 1 mana regen for every 150 shield. Stacks up to 5 mana regen. Yeah, I'm just... This group is not well put together, not synergizing. I got one person who's doing absolutely nothing. He's not contributing in the slightest. I still need to figure out how to swap these guys out. I'd rather have Flynn than Zog. One more time. I can't afford much more. One more loss and we're going to be out. The high-rise arbalest. Gain attack damage equal to how far they are from other heroes. 8 per hex. Wow. Yeah, that's what I assumed last time I asked about how to swap the heroes out. I just forgot to do it before we started the fight. I think I'll just take the blood ring and then we'll throw it on the new guy. Alright, 50 damage per bleed to the enemy with the most bleed every 4 seconds. All heroes gain 1 spell power for every 50 gold that you have. That would pair well with our first artifact, the golden cube, if I just keep the gold. Long spear. Hey, 2 hex tile buffs. We haven't seen the hex tile buffs yet. If I start on the 2 tiles that it creates on the arena floor, then we get increased crit strike chance. All heroes gain 15% magic steal. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Yes, please. Okay, that's a rough road we're on. Okay, so I can pick him up in place of him. Cool. He wasn't equipped with anything. I think I might retire him to get the XP back out of him to hand off to Flynn. Goodbye, Zog. We need spell damage. Lots of spell points, or spell power. Like I'm going to get his attack damage up. Grr. Alright, what's going on? An orc spinner with whirlwind. Gonna hit targets that are adjacent to each other. So, we want you back here. Primary tank. Secondary tank's fine. We failed last time I toggled this, and I really don't want to toggle it with this kind of a fight, but we haven't been collecting them, so we're going to lose eventually anyway. Maybe I should have taken it. Alright, Flynn's got one slot. We've got just guard armor in one of the spaces. We'll have a slot on our supposed off tank. That iron spear, 145%. Go with let's go with the heavy armor for our off tank. No forging. Every time. I've never been happy. Let's try again to get rid of this defensive wall that I don't think is doing much for us. Seven points. That might be enough to get him leveled up. Barely enough. Keep our money, so we continue to stack up. Oh wait, we didn't get that bonus, did we? Never mind. Take the coward's way out. Atrios. Had Marco in my novice run. We eventually have, what, 4? The wolf and I think 3 elementals currently. Eventually. Death Rays. Wearer's attacks generate an additional mana, but they also get damaged for 70% of their attack damage. What? The wearer's attacks generate an extra additional mana. So instead of 1 mana per attack, I get 2 mana per attack. But they also get... So you want to give it to somebody to get lots of mana regen, but has very low attack damage. Alright. Interesting. Be a fun one to synergize. Sierra. Whenever the wearer gets a shield, all other heroes gain 25% of that shield. Shield has to be at least 15. Lose 650 hit points, gain 1,000 shield. Huh. We've got stuff in all the slots, technically. A lot of things can be synergized. Really need to get more spell points on this guy. Or spell power. But that's not one of these that I can synergize with the thing we already have. No spell power over here. Guess I could go with the Death Rays. Attack power is pretty bad. That means you'd be firing this off more often, get more stuns, and inflicting more shocks and more damage. Yeah, let's do that. Death Rays. And... Druid necklace. Spell power, what? Spell power equal to the amount of summons on the field. 4 spell power for 3 seconds? 12 spell power? Doesn't seem like much. Alright, we're up to 321 damage. Hopefully it's going to fire off pretty quickly. Still got 10 mana, but he's more survivable. We're getting 2 mana per attack. And if we get a lot of bleed and shock stacked up, he's going to get even more spell power. So hopefully this will just keep stacking up to crazy numbers. And hopefully that will fire off at least a couple of times. Double lightning nova. Alright, we'll see. We're done here. Here we go with the big fight, Lich King. Oh yeah, these things. The Skeleton King. A poisonous rain deals 30 spell damage per second to all heroes. Every time a serpent statue is destroyed, the poisonous rain's damage is increased by 50%. Resets every phase. And we also lose defense. Poisonous rain stops when all serpent statues are destroyed, and the Skeleton King will spawn. So we have to destroy the statues while taking constant damage and debuffing our defense. Then he spawns, we have to hit him for a while, then he'll disappear and new sets of these show up. We have to kill them again, and then try to kill the Skeleton King again. So let's see. Really, I just need to make sure you are tucked away. We stack? I think we stack. Let's stack the attacks. Kill it fast, move, kill it fast, move, kill it fast. Hopefully. Nah, Jack Skellington's a lover, not a fighter. We wouldn't be fighting the Pumpkin King. Alright, let's see what happens. People split up. Hit points are looking a little grim. I think we got him. All right. I don't want to recruit a hero. Let's get this Zog guy. He looks cool. They don't want to hand me a lot of archers, huh? Marco I'm familiar with. Let's go with Leem, even though we're not going to use him. Fancy. Dragon's Fang. Every critical strike, the wearer gains 10 attack damage. Every 6 seconds, the wearer heals all heroes for 5% of the wearer's max hit points. Not sure on this one. Now that we've got stuff in all the positions, I have to basically lose something to put something in. Who's got forgeable stuff? So just a couple of items out there we can combine. The green ones. So we can add to the heavy armor. If we did this one, he's got the 1800 hit points max. That'd be 90 hit points of healing currently every 6 seconds to the entire group. I mean, nice and all, but it's only going to go maybe 3 or 4 times. I'm not sure if that's enough to warrant it. I think I'm going to reset these. Striker's Arrow, 20% attack speed, gain ethereal infused attacks. You switch to ethereal instead of physical. Can still critical hit. Gain additional damage from bleeds, and both lifesteal and magic steel affect ethereal infused attacks. Skeleton ring. Let's throw that on our main tank. That sounds fun. Do 60 hit points per second, but gain lifesteal, magic steel, and double any healing received, which I think will easily keep us ahead and keep him up. Or we put it on the off tank here. He's been having more problems staying alive. New relic time. Fishing rod. Team size increased by 1. I don't have 6 now. All heroes get damaged for 15% max HP when the fight starts, but you increase your team size, gaining an entire extra hero. That's a pretty big magnifier. Everybody goes up 160 hit points, including the max hit points values. Oh, that's right. I did get the extra guy. I forgot about that. Shields a hero. The most shields. No. Steampunk goggles. 7% chance per attack. Oh my god. 7% chance per attack to stun. Ooh. Alright, it's definitely between the fishing rod or the steampunk goggles. I mean, 7% is low, but when you got 5 guys all attacking. Stuns are pretty damn powerful. I'm not sure if that compensates for an entire other hero, though. I think we gotta go the other hero for this one. Alright, Liam. I was only jokingly recruiting you. What the hell do you do? So, 30-70. Lock and load. For every critical strike, the hero's critical strike chance is increased by 1.5. First summon on the battlefield. Alright, so crit bonuses. Passive, every critical strike, Liam forges an ancient arrow. %, attack damage. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, we were going to put that on here, the main tank or the off tank. Main tank. Yeah, he's all about the targeted strike. Not sure we're going to be able to get him geared up in time to be too useful. We've got 1 floor to go. Okay, we're done there. 6 points is not going to be enough to level anybody. The Ether Dungeon. Let's see. 85 out of 90 to start. So early campfire is not super helpful. Could go up this way. You go. That would be a big fight. Campfire, big fight. Another campfire potential. Yeah, let's do that route. I like that. Or if we have a ton of cash, we can hit that one first, depending on if we have flame points or... If we need flame points, we'll go there. If we have cash and flame points, we'll go there. Alright, yep, let's do this one. Everybody's kind of crowded up. Hey, buddy, join the fight. Not that you're going to do much. Who are we fighting? Orc Shaman does the healing. Lots of healing. Oh, great. It's all healing and damage reduction, stacking bonuses on each other. Except for the Orb Demon. Okay. Main's going down. Not good. Lost both the tanks. Time at which the hero fainted. "19 critical strikes. James, you beast." Alright, so first stop is to get him outfitted. He just needs all the physical attack stuff. Crit strike chances, attack speed, all that good stuff. I don't like it. Ugh. Come on now. It's terrible. Last one. Fine. I don't want to pull those off the people that have them already. Yeah, that kind of sucked. And then we go into the big fight. Stone Demon, 24,000 hit points. 485 spell damage to heroes in a cone. Heals for 100% of the damage dealt. Alright, so we want you back here tanking and getting aggro. Secondary tank. Get you guys out of the cone. For here. Man, can't keep the tank up anymore. Looks like we'll get him. The stuns are finally coming into play. Stuns kept the tank up. That's the only reason he stayed. Max hit points, but doesn't heal that amount, so he needs effects that are triggered off of the max hit point value, not his current hit points. We get a benefit out of that. Guess we'll take that. Reroll passives. Well, do this one. Huh? So we got the beams, gonna fire at the hero. Furthest hero. Okay. So if we set it up like so, put our squishies back there. Yeah, we didn't do enough of these early. Now it's I don't have a good synergy in the group, and we're not going to get enough of these for the final fight. I have not. I've been trying to do this in place of doing the dynamite when I felt we had a good enough chance. But I've lost this, I think, twice now. We still haven't dropped that middle guy. Yeah, we lost again. Every single time I click on this, I end up losing. Ouch. Alright, another loss and we'll be out. I've only got 790. Got one more slot on Mushroom Guy. It'd be nice to get him a nice solid bonus. I don't like Storm Sword, but it's a lower level. Skeleton Ring! I like that. On cast, all enemies gain 2 of every debuff active on them. Yeah, let's get that. And we'll pair it with... Alright, at least we got him geared up somewhat. Alright, no choice. Yeesh! It's getting crowded in here. That's a problem. That's a big problem. It's gonna have to be you there. You here. Just getting cremated. I got 4 flame left. 4. One more guy died. We would have been out. It was close. So close. Yeah, that sucked. Like I said, this team is terrible. I just didn't get synergized in anything really good. We don't have enough heal. Just general heal. We're missing a lot of stuff. It's not a good team for where we're at right now. We'll see how far we can push it for meta unlocks, but we're not gonna. We haven't unlocked the 3 things we need to even fight the final boss. So I think we've already lost. I don't think I can possibly even get them all at this point, even assuming we could win these fights. Shocker spear. -2 max mana, but lose 25% of their hit points at the start of a fight. You could stack up 2 or 3 of these types of relics and get your max mana down to like 2 or 3. Whoo boy! Especially if you weren't running a hero like I am, where you purposely increased his max mana. Even 1 or 2 of these things would be super powerful. Max mana is decreased by 6. The bleeding orb. Yeah, we'll go with the simple one. More bleed. Well, we have to go campfire. Do we change out our origin? Currently mech. We've been getting some pretty good numbers off of that thing. Nah, we're keeping the mech. Gotta rest. I gotta rest twice. I didn't get any enchants done this run. Three golems. Ouch. Two golems for you. One golem for you. Caster in the back. You tank 1, you tank 2, but you've got 3 friends helping you drop one of these quicker. You do whatever you're gonna do. See how that works. We're gonna get killed, but I gotta do it. Them having more hit points is gonna be a nightmare. Reincarnation. Oh my god. Oh my god. You gotta kill them all so fast, otherwise they keep reanimating at 50%. Ah, this is gonna suck. Oh, look at all that damage on the main. Nah, we're done. We're done. We didn't even come close. We got one down temporarily. But we're not going to get the other two. Oh, it's so close. No, he got back up. It was so close. Alright, well, we're still in because we didn't lose enough flame to knock us out, but so bad. Oh, let's take... Not really going to matter at this point. Better not re-roll. Nothing, huh? Yeah, we gotta go this way, but like I said, we never got those event thingies, so I think I don't know if we're ever gonna get a chance to fight the dragon. Not that we'll win, I mean, we've lost so many fights in a row now. Gotta take the event. The Smithing God. So I can transmute one thing into another. I'm not sure when this would ever be a good thing, unless you happen to have trash items when you ran into this. Especially since they don't necessarily... The thing that you're going to give me is for a character different than the thing I would be blowing up. Which would leave a gap. Which would make it even worse of a trade. It'd have to be a pretty insanely powerful upgrade for me to consider it. I mean, that would be pretty fun for our max mana wizard. But then I'd have to swap an item off of the wizard. Oh, we've already got the guardian armor. Yeah. I'm not sure when I would ever use this event. I'm not using this currently, so, you know, I could trade that in, I guess, for a whole bunch of critical stuff for our other guy. What would we swap out? Oh, we already have a sanguine blade. Can we have two of them? Am I actually getting the bonus? Yeah, I am. That's fine. We don't care. There you go. So, we're heading into the last battle. It's only one guy, so I think if we run out of flame, we instantly die. So, meaning if 3 of my guys die, I think we're out. Even if the other 3 are still up and fighting. But, I mean, if we lose 3, the chances that I would finish the fight are nil. So, I don't see resting being useful. Let's try an enchant. Oh, never mind. Lose 15, huh? We can't do that either. Alright, fine. So if we hold shift, it'll tell me what the bonus is going to be. Basically, it's going to double the effects. So it goes from 10% attack speed and 3 max hit points to 20% and 6%. That's a pretty powerful upgrade. I didn't get any of these done on my key synergies. These would be incredible. So the regen scroll, that's going to get plus 2 mana regen and then 2 mana regen per hex. So the regen for our main wizard guy, it just goes insane. So we might do that one. What else is critical? 100% attack speed plus 10 max mana. That guy would never fire his ability off. Equal to twice the amount of summons. Let's just do the regen scroll. Alright, the final fight. We did none of those little effect shard thingies, so I'm not sure exactly what happens here, but at least we made it to him. I mean, if nothing else, we got to the final boss with a pretty piss-poor team. This team's way worse than the team I had in my novice run. Alright, so we have the Molten Dragon, 80,000 hit points. Hellfire Breath, 2,000 spell damage split when he fires. It's a line spell. Youch. And every 9 seconds we'll have the Molten Dragon casting Dragon Breath, or Midnight Breath. And that's if we're standing in the Midnight Breath squares. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to survive this. My tank isn't tanky enough. We don't have the heal we need to keep him up. It takes too long to get any of the early good stuff going. Unless this guy's firing off stuns every damn round. Oh, he doesn't do the stuns. Yeah, never mind. That's not going to help that much. That's the hit multiple targets, and there's only one in this fight, so... He's not going to be hitting this thing often enough. Yeah, we're going to get just completely creamed. Let's go ahead and do you and you up front. And you back here. Of course I should turn dynamite on, right? Get 4 seconds of stun. It's actually beneficial as long as we survive the Midnight Breath. So heroes hit by Midnight Breath gain 50 attack damage and 50 spell power, and it stacks. So by putting our guys here, we're going to take spell damage, but we gain these big benefits. So if I think I can handle the damage that he's going to do otherwise, it's good to stand over here. I don't think I can, but I'm going to stand over here anyway. So let's see what happens. It's going to be terrible. Down goes the first tank. Going after all the spawns. So yeah, as soon as we hit zero flame... Damn, that's loud. As soon as we hit zero flame, it ended the fight, even though we still had heroes up. So it's good to know how that mechanic works. Alright, so we got defeated. We didn't make it through the final boss on the second difficulty. Not surprising. I wasn't feeling good about our characters. Too many errors and too many bad choices and or decision making. So yeah, don't care. Zero. I don't understand this fragment thing. I mean, it let us have the fight. So what is the deal with these fragments? I'll have to look at the info on it again. Failed fights 5. That did not help. And I didn't get enough of those upgrade options at the fights to really enhance some of the key synergies. I guess it could be unlocks. You have to get those 3 in order to unlock like some other challenge mode or difficulties or something. I thought it had to do with this final fight going against the dragon. I thought you were forced to get 3 of those before you could do the fight. Apparently that's not how it works. Okay, we have been defeated. Back to the menu. There we go, the last flame. You know, solo, roguelite, deck builder, auto battler. Use all the buzzwords. It's pretty good. I mean, I like it because, you know, it's got lots of pretty colors and graphics and synergies to build as you get more familiar with how things work and what the kinds of things that are possible are, so you can kind of make some plans and hopes on how you're going to try to multiply and magnify the various combos. Getting some good characters started early with some of the main things like a good healing base and tanky tank and things like that. Pretty powerful, and we just never really got there. It was pretty haphazard the whole way through. But, you know, for solo experience with this kind of gameplay, I'm having a good time. So we will pick it up for some more runs in the future. That's all the time I've got for now. So we will we'll bid you adieu. Gotta go get some food, and I might be back on a little bit later for some more gaming. So we shall see. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. Greatly appreciated. Stay safe out there.